Hello everyone, I'm finally back again with another video. I know it has been a hot minute and I am trying to work on more of a schedule. I was thinking more of like a video or two per week. But in the meantime, while I do YouTube and everything, I was thinking maybe some Twitch would be nice. I just thought that would be cool. And I do play a lot of games that I don't really cover on YouTube, mainly just because they're just games I like to have fun on. And I figured maybe I could move over to Twitch with that. So if you want to check out the videos, I'm probably going to try and hit for Saturdays, maybe Sundays. Really depends on the day. Maybe not Sundays because of D&D. But either way, enjoy the video. This was just me and my friend blabbering about the weapon balances of all the basic primary weapons. So enjoy. So the concussive is supposed to be able to stagger enemies, but also it's those spots that are supposed to be weak points for certain creatures, like the charger, like its bulbous back. It's supposed to do more damage to those areas specifically. However, the devs have come out and said that the Liberator concussive, and amongst other weapons, I believe, are glitched and currently do the normal amount of damage.
Oh.
So.
Well then. They quite literally don't do what they're supposed to do.
So, yes, this weapon is just a straight debuff to the Liberator, the normal Liberator. It deals the same damage, has a significantly lower fire rate, but the recoil is higher and its capacity is lower. Making it essentially a worse version of the Liberator.
I guess we'll have to wait to have opinions on that till it's actually fixed.
It has more recoil, less capacity, and deals less damage, but it has medium armor penetrating. That doesn't make any sense to me.
What the fuck? That's like wrong in 8 different ways.
If it has medium armor penetration, I feel like that means bigger bullet or more bullet with more force behind it. That's why it has higher recoil. So why does it deal less damage?
Yeah, it's definitely a really strange dynamic.
The penetrator should realistically do more damage to heavier targets, and maybe to lighter targets the bullets just go through them, making it so that it takes more bullets because it's going through them. It's penetrating them.
Right.
Now onto the Marksman rifles. I only have one Marksman rifle, but from other places that I've heard in acquisitions when dealing with the other Marksman rifles, they're virtually either the same thing because they all suck.
Yeah, I don't know much about them. I took this into 2 missions. When I picked it up, this is my first thought. So I'm like, okay, it's a Marksman rifle. It only has light armor penetrating. So you're not using this thing to light someone up with armor and fill enough lead. You're trying to take precise shots on enemies. But it has, from my experience, it had such little ammo and did not even significant damage. And it didn't feel accurate. It just didn't feel like a Marksman rifle. Like, in the heat of battle, I don't have the time to crouch down and aim precisely at a Devastator's head, and just pop that perfect headshot. It's like I could do that with a Liberator already. It is very true. I will say I had a little thought pop into my mind where it's like, what if Marksman rifles they excelled in actually damaging weak points? So for example, on robots, we'll go with the Hulk for example. Let's say that Marksman rifles, if you shot the little glowy bit in the back, they're exceptional at doing high damage to those areas. Or if you shoot at a charger, like their little bulbous area, it excels at damaging those areas. So you're incentivized to actually shoot accurately into those areas. That's kind of what I
Instead of dealing just like normal damage compared to just using the Liberator. Alright, editor Boy Cornflakes here. So we kind of glossed over the submachine guns because we believe submachine guns are actually some of the better weapons. But essentially the SMG, we believe, like the basic one, not the night one, is better. The only thing about the ninth I think really holds it back is the amount of recoil that you have to deal with. I think that since it's a lower caliber, it should lower the high recoil essentially. Again, me here. We kind of glossed over the shotguns because we believe the shotguns are actually fairly balanced, and the 3 that I used at least are really balanced. So we have nothing to really say about them. This is the only energy-based primary weapon to my knowledge. The only thing I would change about the last 5 Scythe is how much damage it does. but not necessarily increasing the damage that it does every second. It's kind of a thing that I've been having with almost every energy-based weapon, like the Spartan laser, essentially, weapon, and the Scythe. I feel like for a laser, if it's overheating, that means that the laser is getting hotter. And if the laser is getting hotter, it should do more damage. So I think energy-based weapons, as they continue to fire, the more damage that is dished out. So then it makes you kind of go into that risky gambit of, okay, I'm in this really high area of temperature where I'm gonna have to reload, which the reload is kind of high for like comparing to other reloads, but you can deal massive damage in that short amount of time and get a couple more kills and then back away and cool down. So
yeah, and the biggest problem for me personally with the Senator, obviously the damage doesn't feel great for a revolver. Kind of feels like you're shooting a water gun. But the reload, you're telling me these hell divers don't have any way to like put all rounds into the chamber at once? They have to manually reload every round.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's like
Does not.
military issued, like in normal combat with a revolver. Like revolvers aren't normally used, but I know there are things out there that allow you to put all 6 bullets in at once. But no, hell divers don't even get that. They just have to put in each one in manually.
They made some budget cuts. They couldn't give them any of those little reload cylinders.
The budget cuts are real.
They are.
And now we can move on to really the only pistol that you really should be using is the Redeemer, because it's just the best. The extremely high fire rate of it, like it may be lower than the Knight, but the Redeemer just has such a high fire rate that anything in front of you will be dead if it's less than 5 enemies, which it typically is. And
Yeah,
I really want to change
use
it
all the time.
because the other 2 weapons, the Senator again is a meme gun, and the Peacemaker is just a worse version of the Redeemer.
Oof, that's the hard truth.
Hard truth. A lot of these weapons feel like they're kind of just worse versions of other weapons, or just don't fulfill the purpose. That's what we're getting. That we're not wanting. We don't want OP weapons to the point that we're one-shotting Titans. We want weapons that actually fulfill their purpose. Because I like the game when it throws so much at us during the higher levels. I like that. I want them to keep that, but I want to actually be able to handle that much if I have the stuff to do it, and not have to rely on all other 3 of my teammates, all 4 of us, shooting into this one charger because we all went
With the same gun.
With the same gun. Like, I feel like 4 magazines from one Liberator should easily take it out, if not take 2 chargers out, but that is again just my opinion. I don't want the game to be easy, I want it to be fun. But when I get to Hell Dive difficulty, I want to actually have weapons that can do something.
I was just gonna say, I love that there's so many different variations of weapons. I like how we have a standard issue and then we have specific versions that do specific things. But if they're gonna do something specific where you're sacrificing your reliability, they need to do them really well. Which these weapons just, I'm sorry,
or at least well enough, well enough to actually like suffice sacrificing that reliability, because almost
exactly putting them on in the first place.
Because there's no point in going Marksman rifle for accuracy when I can just go Liberator for just spray and pray and still be somehow more accurate.
Or just setting it to semi-auto and just lining up your shot and doing the same thing. It's like, there's no reason, you know what I mean?